Pay attention.
Here's a jewel. Love your enemies and hate your friends. Your enemies remain the same. Your friends always change.
People went crazy in the comments and told me how wrong I was about 50 setting up Cam, Mase, and Jim Jones to reignite old problems.
Jimmy popping all that bullshit. I be seeing Jimmy talking about we Gucci boo boo here in the Gucci store. Talking about we Gucci boo boo. Them Black King niggas was going fuck you up. Jimmy, they was like.
They said 50 was simply answering a question, but I still think he's far more calculated than that.
You gotta watch when you start being aggressive. Like the people come to you and they got anger, and it's really coming from somewhere else. Like their road rage is coming from their life. It's not coming from the car that they're in. But you don't got to respond by putting your middle finger up back at them, because if you do, they may be already at the edge and they're going to crash, and you just caused them to crash into you when they would have crashed into something else. Then when I do it, it's calculated. So now I mean it when I'm doing it.
You got members of Dipset to come to your show. I'm like, so I'm sitting there like, this is kind of smoke, because I wouldn't have thought about reaching out to Yayo or Lloyd Banks.
Here's a jewel. Love your enemies and hate your friends. Your enemies remain the same. Your friends always change.
Here's a jewel. Love your enemies and hate your friends. Your enemies remain the same. Friends always change. I learned quick that there's more than one way to skin a cat.
Did 50 Cent cause Cam and Jim Jones to get into old problems?
50 was putting out of business with his diss songs. I'm like, hold on, we can't let this put us out of business now.
Or did 50 simply answer a question?
How did this work?
Let me say this. Look,
how'd it go?
I was there. I'm in your horse and carriage video. I'm in the pool.
We're gonna rise to the top.
What? You know what? You told me this.
Your horse and carriage video.
You told me this before.
I was in the pool in the horse and carriage.
Wow, that's crazy.
So if you look, like when everybody's there,
right?
Jimmy was not a rapper then.
Right.
He was your man, like on the side, like in the side, he was not a rapper at all.
Right.
So when Ballin' took place, and I'm looking and I'm going, oh, he having a moment.
In a recent video on this channel, I said 50 was the cause of Jim and Cam's current problems. The comments went crazy, with most people saying 50 was simply answering a question and had no real part in the issues we are seeing now. Let me pause here and take a moment for Ace, the first person on this channel to drop a thank you tip. I appreciate you and humbly want to say thank you. Let's get into this content. Think about this. 50 Cent wrote a book with the person that said there are several reasons why it is important to crush your enemy totally. First, if you leave them any room to recover, they will eventually come back to haunt you. This is because they will be motivated by revenge, and they will be willing to do whatever it takes to get back at you. Second, if you leave your enemy alive, they will always be a threat to you. They may not be able to defeat you outright, but they can still make your life difficult. They can spread rumors about you, sabotage your projects, or even try to assassinate you. Third, crushing your enemy totally sends a message to others that you are not to be trifled with. This can deter other people from trying to challenge you in the future. I want to raise a simple question. Do you really think the person that co-wrote the book, The 50th Law of Power, really went into an interview with Cam and didn't expect this question to come up?
You gotta remind them who you are. Remind them who you are. Remind them you a star. Remind them. When niggas play with your name, then you remind them who you are.
I got out my deal with 50. Fifth was like, listen, I'll let you out your deal. Just pay me back in $300,000 worth of mechanicals. Mechanically, you owe me $300,000 for the investment that I've put in it. So I had to pay him back mechanically. So from the sales of my product is how he'll get paid back. So he calls me one day and he's like, listen, I got this idea. I'm going to say, I don't like you. I'm going to say, I want to punch you in the nose. I'm going to tell you, you owe me $300,000. And simultaneously, I'm going to mention to them that how can you not have money to pay me when your album is #1? Psychology of people is like, what am I missing? Wait, Ro got a #1 album where? What's going on? And that's how it blew. I'm like, yo, this worked because he had made awareness to the project. So in making an awareness, he's collecting, he's getting his money back faster because it's staying #1 for the next 2 weeks. That was the brilliance of 50 Cent.
Perhaps he was doing this for Jim Jones while he was dropping new music. For some reason, I think people aren't giving 50 credit for the mastermind in business he actually is, and the 50 laws of power he lives by.
You can have a slight paranoia that helps you be aware. There's some things in there that you might feel like are evil, but you need to be aware of them because someone else's intentions might be very well what that law of power is. You know, so like when I got a chance to talk to him, we even brought it down to the perspective of a person that's in a staff meeting that is watching someone else raise their hand to answer a question that they know the answer to. And that means that person deserves to be ahead of you in life because your fear of being wrong at that point is not allowing you to create your value in the workspace.
When I wrote the 48 Laws of Power, at the time, this goes back quite a while, way back, even before you were born maybe, there was a thing called Netscape Navigator, which was the major kind of, it was like Safari or Windows back then. And Microsoft ended up buying Netscape Navigator and crushing it and eliminating it completely. And I was thinking, this is the real dynamic in the business world. It's a merciless, ruthless world, particularly in tech, where the goal is to crush your competitors. But nobody talks about it that way, right? And so my observations, personal observations, my own experience, and things that I observed in the news, the kind of stuff that people don't talk about. Because when it comes to power, we're almost embarrassed by it.
In this video, we are going to get into what actually happened and see if we can put this question to rest. Did 50 Cent cause the problems between Cam and Jim to reignite? Or was he simply answering a question and had no part in this?
When Cam interviewed 50, he talked about the beef that him and 50 had back in the days. Mm-hmm. And then Cam elaborated that, yo, you played chess by having Jim Jones come and perform at a show. Mm-hmm. And Cam did identify that there was some internal issues with Dipset, and he was like, I wanted to see what happened. And 50 said the same thing. 50 said, yo, I threw it out there, and Jim bit the bait. This is what they said. Capo did an interview with Justin Boy, right? And he stated that them niggas is on my dick, right? And he just elaborated on things, and that's what everything is. That's where everything is at now.
In other words, we can only assume 50 was prepared for this question and knew exactly what might come from it.
Well, I had the hottest record at the time. My record was hotter than 50's records at the time when Ball and Spanked Out and shit like that. When Cam did this shit with calling the station up over the cot shit and all that shit, I felt that was childish.
Put Cam on the phone.
Diplomat Records, and we pay them.
Put Cameron on the phone.
And you know.
Put Cameron on the phone.
Hang on.
That wasn't like, you don't press no real buttons, and you're not about to come outside when it's time to really get active, nigga.
Yo, Curtis, how much did Mobb Deep sell this year?
You're not gonna be. You can ready cause a whole different situation. Watch this.
Curtis, how much?
Let's not make it a different situation.
He thinks that it's good. He thinks that it's good to go in the competition. I'm not gonna stop competing.
How much did the Mob?
So how dare you do some weak shit like that really didn't hold no merit? Like, you start going crazy over Koch, over a white man that been jerking us since we got signed there, and whatever backdoor deals you had with him serves you more advantageous than it served me. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like, so when that shit went on, I was like, that was kind of weak. That was corny, because at that time, there was no real beef. We was just the most powerful groups of individuals that's running New York at the same time. So in my mind, I was like, it's more advantageous for us to try to figure out how us to start to move and do tours and really go crazy and figure out, because that we were sizzling, but this nigga was on Mars, nigga. These niggas wasn't doing regular shit. These niggas was doing fucking arenas every night. We doing clubs every night. We got the city and the urban communities on fire and shit like that. In my mind, I see an opportunity for us to really start. You heard? Like, we had all the power and shit like that. My mind ran different and shit like that. So when he did that, I'm like, damn, that fucked all that up. You heard? And then it was like, now you want to start a beef with these niggas over what, though?
So you never understood why he started beef with them?
Nah, I didn't understand that. I heard what the nigga said, oh, Koch was a graveyard and all this type of shit. I didn't give a fuck about none of that type of shit. You heard? Like, and it really hit me. I was on fire at that time. I don't care about what you say and shit like that. We on an independent label getting stupid though. Like, we did shit that nobody did in the game. So in my mind, I'm like, oh, that shit was whack. I don't like how this shit is going. I gotta start really doing shit that's gonna benefit me, because niggas will seem like you won't want to see nobody else win.
Right.
and I need to win. I got to win in spirit. You heard? I ain't put all this work in for nothing.
50 was putting out of business with his diss songs. I'm like, hold on, we can't let this put us out of business now. 50 because he had did a diss record. 50's funny, like I had an office in Asylum at Warner Brothers. He had like 2 big ass security bring black roses to my office, a box of black roses. And I was like, this is cute, this is gonna be fun. And that's when I made the song Curtis. Curtis, a lot of people didn't know his name was Curtis till I did the song Curtis. But 50 was putting us out of business with his diss songs. I'm like, hold on, we can't let this put us out of business now. Because 50 was putting us out of business with his diss shit. He puts us out of business. So that's why I went back at 50. I'm like, damn, man, I just seen this out of business. So that's kind of, I'm giving you just a little history, and everybody I named I'm cool with now, we good money. I'm just giving you a little bit of backstory on why I had a problem.
Ken, what's up, baby?
50, what up, baby?
Everything good.
I just want to step in because I heard you could shut things down over here, and I just want to make sure what's going on. You know, they owe me some things over here. I just want to see what's going on. You can shut down diplomat projects.
I'm not talking about diplomats. Is it? Ken, you really want that?
Nah, that's what I was asking. Can you do it? That's what I'm asking.
See, you get ready to turn it into something else. Check this out.
What is you talking about? Yo, Curtis, how much did Mobb Deep sell this year?
You're not going to be, you can ready to cause a whole different situation. Watch this.
Curtis, how much
Let's not make it a different situation.
He thinks that it's good. He thinks that it's good to go into competition. I'm not going to stop competing.
How much did the